welcome to 516 Truth Talks. I'm Kailey.
And I'm Bunch.
And we are here to answer some of your questions that just come from living in our world through a biblical lens of truth. And so our question today is, can you be a Christian and not go to church?
Yeah, so when I think of that question, that's a tough one, because I know a lot of Christians that are not active in a church, and many have various reasons for that. When I go to answer this question, I kind of look at the criminal on the cross. In Luke chapter 23, Jesus was on the cross literally dying, and he was next to a couple of criminals. And one of the criminals said to Jesus, "Remember me when you come into your kingdom." And Jesus replied back to him, "I assure you, today you will be with me in paradise." See, the criminal, when I look at that, he never had the opportunity to go to church. But also peel back, he was in the presence of Jesus, which is the church, right? I've got a big but here, I feel like, in this question. If I'm answering this question, I need to ask myself, if I'm a Christian, why would I not go to church, right? And so, I know the world is full of hypocrites, and I know that the chairs in church are full of people sitting in them that are hypocrites. But when I look at the early church, and I look at Christians, one, we were created in the image of God, but God created us for community. He didn't create us for isolation. He created us for community with other people. And in the early churches, they made it a priority to meet together. It wasn't really an option. Like if you claim Christ, this is what you do. And so in Acts chapter 2, verse 42, it says, "All the believers devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship and to sharing in meals, including the Lord's Supper, and to prayer." Verse 44 says, "And all the believers met together in one place and shared everything they had." And so I want to just kind of point out these things. He said they devoted themselves to the teachings. What they realized in an early state in their walks was they knew that they couldn't grow on their own. They knew that they needed other believers and other Christians to walk beside them. And so they devoted themselves to the teachings of leadership, of pastors, of leaders, right? They also devoted themselves to fellowship. They just had to be with other believers. They had to. They knew that was going to fill their bucket. They knew that there was just no other option. We had to be with other believers, right? And said like-minded people. But they also didn't just meet just because, but they prayed together. There is power in praying together. God says, "Where two or three are gathered in my name, I am with them." Verse 44 hits it for me. Believers met together. They met together in one place, and so they had a specific time that they probably decided to go and do this, and so they rearranged their schedules and they made it a priority. They came together, they met together, and when they left, they were so full of the Spirit that they could then leave and then spread out from meeting together and go out and be the light that God called them to be. Look, long answer short, yeah, I think you can be a believer and not go to church. But the reality is, why would you not want to go to church? It's exhausting to live life on our own. I think we're missing a big part of the community aspect if we choose not to go and to be active in our churches.
Yes, so if you are looking for a church to plug into, we would love to have you join us here at Christ Church in the Attic for Fuel on Sunday mornings at 11:15, where we can continue conversations like this and hopefully answer some of your questions. And so feel free to comment, leave questions and thoughts in our comment section, and connect with us on social media as well. We hope to see you some Sundays here at Christ Church.
Peace out.
See ya.